Hey everybody, and welcome to Steelbook Obsessed. My name is Jake, and today I get the pleasure of showcasing off a movie that I never got to see in theaters last year, but I was okay with. And I'll tell you a little bit about that later. I have Smile 2 right here, 4K Steelbook. It's got the Dolby Vision, it's got the Dolby Atmos, it has everything that you want from a new release movie or just any 4K title. Nowadays, I love having the best of the best that we possibly can. But what are my thoughts on the film? What are my thoughts on the extras? My thoughts on the transfer, the color pops, all that jazz? Make sure you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff if you want more videos like this in the future. But let's waste no more time and jump into this sucker. I'm going to showcase off the Steelbook first. I think after seeing the movie, this is kind of it's a choice. It's definitely a choice to go with this cover. And I don't want to spoil why I think that is the choice. There's just, I love how Jack Nicholson's kid is in this movie, and he's making the huge smile that we've kind of known Jack to have. It's a cool concept. I also love how they're promoting different merch that you can get from the main singer of the movie, which is great. Rain Sky, what is it? What is her name? Sky Riley. Sky Riley. That's what it is. I just watched the movie. I'm terrible with names. I don't have the 4K right here. It's still in my system, but you know, it's just the basic Paramount 4K disc on black with the Smile 2 logo on the disc. I hate that so much. I hate how there's no originality into some companies' disc artwork. They just slap on whatever. There's just a nice little grin on the inside. Again, that's whatever. And this Steelbook release kind of bums me out a little bit because after watching the movie, there is so much they could have put on this Steelbook to really make it sing. Let's go back a little bit to my history with the original Smile. I saw that, I want to say, on Paramount Plus, and I was not the biggest fan of it. I thought it moved way too slow. I thought the third act was comical. I did not find any of it scary. Didn't really, I thought the main actress was fine, but nothing memorable, really. And I just thought the movie as a whole was just like, yeah, whatever. And it made a ton of money, and I knew that there was going to be a sequel. I had no intentions on seeing Smile 2 because I wasn't a fan of the first movie. I thought it was just okay. I'll throw my Letterboxd rating up here, but I want to say I gave it a 2 out of 5. I didn't understand the hype over the first movie. But then the trailer for Smile 2 came out, and it piqued my interest, I'm not going to lie, because it took place within the music industry, which I think has a lot of opportunity to take jabs at. It's also a rich and vibrant atmosphere already, let alone throwing in some psychotic killing and losing your mind and all of that fun stuff that we want from our horror movies. I also like Naomi Scott, the main actress in this movie. I liked her in Power Rangers, the reboot, as the Pink Ranger. I really liked her as Jasmine in the Aladdin reboot. I hope she gets to do more bigger things, because I feel like even after Smile 2, her star is going to completely continue to rise and rise, because dear Lord, she put on a tour de force performance on here. One that I won't soon forget. She is acting to the rafters in so many scenes, and is just, I don't know, I believed everything that was happening in this crazy, insane concept of a film, and I think that is really based on her rooting down the character of Sky Riley. I also know that, I remember in the original release that Parker Finn had a short story for Smile that he converted into the first original Smile. Both of those movies I thought were just okay, whatever. But I loved how the first movie was a huge hit for him, and it garnered him to think of ideas of what he could do for the sequel. And he also had a bigger budget to deal with making his insane ideas actually come to life. And that does not come... Actually, the movie starts out with a bang. I feel like the first 10-15 minutes of this movie really put that cemented down, and just have Parker Finn kind of showcase what he can do as a director too. I won't tell you what happens, but I will tell you how it's shot. I'm hoping that's not spoilerific. I try not to spoil anything here. But it starts off on a one shot, imagine Goodfellas going through the Copacabana restaurant. Imagine, True Detective. There's one episode where they're going through a whole bunch of trailer parks and stuff. It's just one continuous shot, and Smile 2 starts with that, and I wasn't expecting it whatsoever, and I was thoroughly impressed, and I enjoyed the intro. It puts a nice cherry on top of the original while also moving the story of Smile forward. And I thought it was very effective and a great way to grab your attention. And yeah, it just continued to crescendo up and up from there. I will say that while I was in love with a lot of this movie, without spoiling the ending, I thought that the ending was disjointed. I thought that it kind of negated and made you second guess what was happening in the film, in the second half of the film entirely, left you more confused than it did, understanding anything. And my favorite movie of 2024, Late Night with the Devil, did that in the last 10 minutes, but then kind of showed you what was actually going on. Smile 2 does not do that. It kind of just leaves everything a mystery, and that bummed me out a little bit. It actually took a little bit of a chunk off of my rating, but I still rated Smile 2 very, very high. I gave it a 4 out of 5, double what the original Smile was. It makes me excited to see what Smile 3 is going to be like. It makes me excited to see what Parker Finn's imagine. I know he's rebooting a franchise, and I can't remember what that is off the top of my head. I will pop that in here. But I remember hearing that he was getting a reboot of some sort, and I'm like, okay. And now seeing Smile 2, I'm like, yes, let's go. Let's see what Parker Finn has what he can do. Wait, it was Possession, right? Yeah, that's going to be insane. I feel like, yes, okay, you're getting my live reaction. Possession is a movie that I saw for the first time last year. Umbrella came out with a great box set for that sucker, and that movie's crazy. And I feel like Smile vibes with Possession for a brand new audience is going to be great. I would love to see Naomi Scott as the main lead in that movie. That would be amazing. Yes, I'm very excited to see Possession. I'm also very excited to see whatever Naomi Scott has up her sleeve next. I feel like her star is going to continue to rise in Hollywood. I just can't wait for it. All the other leads in this movie or supporting performances were solid. Never left you wondering why the heck are they in here. Having Mr. Ray Nicholson, I want to say is his name. Having him on the Steelbook is definitely a choice that after seeing the film, I'm not really a big fan of. I don't understand the window blind aspect of this either. The back of this looks like a Pink Floyd's The Wall. There's a lot, they could have put so much cool stuff on this Steelbook, and to see them just kind of boom, not put a lot of thought into it at all. It's the last thing you'll see. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I wanted a lot more from this. It's an okay Steelbook. It could have been an amazing Steelbook. But let's go over to the 4K and kind of talk about if that transfer is amazing or not. And normally with newer movies, they all look pretty safe. And I will say with Smile 2, that's more or less the same. A lot of the tones in Smile 2 are very muted to begin with. A lot of gray scenes, not a lot of moments for the Dolby Vision to really pop and showcase off what it truly can. But there are they sprinkle in some instances in this movie, specifically when Sky Riley, there it is, Sky Riley, when she's performing for in front of any type of vibrant background. Whenever there's dancing scenes, whenever there's anything in a concert, it pops like crazy because that gives the right balance of darkness with vibrant light. And that's when OLED truly shines for me. The 4K Dolby Vision on an OLED TV, it just pops like crazy. A lot of this movie is just like gray New York streets, very drab, very omnipresent. It's just it's trying not to make the scenery the star of the movie. It's making what's happening, which I totally understand. It's just not that exciting to watch. It doesn't give me a lot of pinpoints to showcase off to you people. But I will say that there's also Dolby Atmos for the sound and hear the audio, and I thought the audio was great because there are a lot of creepy moments. Parker Finn, I didn't talk about this in the portion chunk, but Parker Finn does a great job at sprinkling in a couple of jump scares. There's not a ton, but I kind of give him the benefit of the doubt with the jump scares when they happen, because there's so many scares in this movie that are slow crawl builds. It's just a slow pan zoom into somebody looking off into some horrific thing that's happening and goes into them a few seconds longer than what feels comfortable to do. And then it just jumps to whatever that scare moment is, and it's impactful. I love that type of scare. Don't give me the cheap jump scares. I hate that stuff with a passion because it doesn't scare me at all. It's just trying to it's cheap. It's cheap. That's all I can say. My wife falls for them all the time, and I just roll my eyes whenever any of those happen. But the slow pan scares, yes, please, more of this. I love it so much. But the audio points, the audio also helps with the scares, because sometimes it's silent when the jump cut happens, and you're just trying to see, like, your eyes are getting affected to the darkness that's happening, and you're trying to see what she is seeing. That's great. But then there's also big pops. Like, again, music plays a big portion of this movie. The music always sounds great. You can hear things coming from different areas of the room. I have a 5.1 sound bar. This goes up to 7.1. Makes me want to upgrade very badly my speakers. One of these days I will. But I have a nice beefy subwoofer, and it sounds very, very good. Just, you know, I feel like any movie that comes out in 2024 has no reason not to look and sound great when we get a 4K transfer coming our way. And Smile 2 is a very solid one. But what they did do, and one of my favorite reasons to collect physical media, are the special features. There's a lot of pinpoint special features, and normally on physical media releases, those pinpoints are interviews where they just talk about the person's experience. These are like little mini docs, like they're just talking about the origins of Smile. There's one talking about the last 15 minutes of the movie. There's one talking about the practical effects and how they decided to create that. There's a lot of great visual imagery in this movie, and I feel like, I want to say there's like 10 or 12. Like this card does not even show half of the ones that are on display. I'll also take a picture of my TV just to showcase every single special feature there is. Because I would say each one ranges from, I would say 5 minutes at the least, 5 to 15 minutes each. And I had a blast digging through because I liked this movie a lot. And whenever I like a movie, I want to make sure that I find out as much about that movie as I possibly can. It's something that I've always loved to do, even as a kid, watching all my DVDs. So it's just great to see, and seeing some of these practical effects come to life, my God, just makes me appreciate the movie even more. Like I said, I gave Smile 2 a 4 out of 5. I also am ranking every single movie that I watched in the year 2024. I did that in 2023, and then I did it last year, and now I'm going to do it this year. But Smile 2 went pretty high up. It's in my top 12 for sure. I want to say it's like 10, 12, somewhere around there. I'm just glad I saw it. January is usually the month that I play catch up on a lot of titles that are finally coming to home release that I can watch and just add to that pile, because I love to rank things. Ranking things is the best feeling for me. But I also love to watch great 4K transfers, just watch movies at home, period. And if you were on the fence on seeing Smile 2 because you weren't a fan of Smile, I would say give it a shot. This is a great movie, period. And it has me very hopeful for whatever comes in the future for everybody involved. I don't think you necessarily need to get the Steelbook. I think the 4K basic slip version looks great too. I think the 4K is solid, or I think the Steelbook is solid. I think the 4K is great. Did not pop in the Blu-ray, sorry about that. But I do think if you like the first Smile, give this one a shot. If you did not like the first Smile, maybe pick this up on a sale, because I really do think that if you're a fan of horror, period, you're going to find something to like here, because I know I sure did. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. More reviews coming. You guys seem to like those on the channel. I'm going to put more of a focus on 2025 on the physical media reviews, because I have a good time doing it. And the longer that I go, the more of like a pinpoint I'll have for reviews on what topics I should actually hit. So if there's anything that I did not talk about in this review, please let me know in the comments, and I will, I'm always open to suggestions on what I need to add to my bullet points on what to hit for these reviews. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya. Oh, that hurts the face. Hi, everybody. How's it going? If you made it this far, congratulations. You found the after credit scene. Good for you. Good for you. Smile until it hurts. Smile through the pain. Gotta do it. My question for you, if you got this far, is what is your favorite horror movie sequel of all time? I don't even know if I have an idea off the top of my head. I probably should have before I started filming this, but I really don't. I like A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Freddy's Revenge, I think that's a very strong sequel. That's unlike any other movie within the franchise. I like Scream 2. Scream 2 is probably my favorite movie in the Scream franchise. I'll just give you a couple. I don't even know if that's my favorite, but everybody out there, please give me your favorite horror movie sequels, because I don't think there's a lot of great horror movie sequels out there to be had. So any that you have for me, please bring them my way. And if there was I guess Dr. Sleep, I guess that is a sequel to The Shining. Speaking of Mr. Nicholson, Ray Nicholson, right? Am I right? I might be crazy. I don't know. But let's do a nice slow pan zoom into Mr. Nicholson. Bye-bye, blind smile.